to tonight's recap of Survivor.
Well, if you remember last time, Laura got voted out by her daughter, Sierra.
Yeah.
And back at camp, everyone was more upset than Sierra.
She was like, I'm weirdly okay with it.
Well, Laura arrived at Redemption, and she was pissed and proud. All right.
Moving on, now let's talk about the Redemption duel for this week. It's Vetus, Tina, and Laura.
So Jeff, of course, has to get a little auxiliary probsting at Redemption at the Redemption duel. So he's like, Sierra voted you out, Laura. Did you realize that? Your daughter voted you out. The last one had this heart on it because your daughter voted you out. Can I say it 5 more times?
So Laura was like, you know what, Jeff? I'm proud of her.
What?
All right. So for this challenge, you had to remove these cubes from this net tunnel. You had to push them through, and the rope was really, ow.
It hurt.
Yeah.
These guys' hands are cut up to begin with, so to have to do that is just, it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah. I think there were 4 cubes.
4 or 5.
4.
All right.
And then when you got them all through the tunnel, you had to stack them, and it was kind of like a vertical Rubik's Cube.
But a single one.
Yes.
So Tina was behind everybody else, like a lot behind. And Vetus and Laura were pretty much neck and neck, getting the cubes out. But then when it came time to solving the puzzle, Laura had it like that.
Yeah, she got it very quickly.
And Vetus was really pissed off because Laura ended up helping Tina.
She was basically doing it for her.
Yeah. And it was so close because Tina was cheating off of Laura, and Vetus was cheating off of Tina.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
I know. So he said he had it 1 second after Tina said she had it.
So Tina moved on, which means that Vetus is out.
And he was pissed.
Laura went to go and give him a hug.
Talk to the hand,
and
girl.
he was like, no.
Yeah.
He gave her a...
So Laura ends up giving the clue to Sierra.
And Sierra gave it to the fire.
Uh-oh, hot dog. All right, so back at camp, the Boys Alliance is talking about getting rid of Katie.
Tyson's like, all right, let's get rid of her, it's done, whatever. So they're like, yeah, okay. But then...
when Tyson goes to eat all the food...
Hayden and Caleb meet up with Katie, the old New People Alliance.
Right.
And they're like, so you're going this week unless we get rid of Tyson.
Yeah, so there's a little newbie sub-plan to get rid of Tyson.
They tell Sierra about it. Sierra's like,
So
oh,
what
yeah,
does she
okay.
do? She runs to Tyson. Bitch. All right.
Yeah, it was pretty messed up.
So Tyson says, well, we should probably get rid of Hayden or Caleb. But Caleb and Hayden kind of suspect something's going on.
They can tell immediately the energy is weird.
She won't look them in the eye.
It's obvious when you do that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Sierra and Tyson are like biffles.
If you're going to play both sides, you got to act a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, so it's immunity challenge time, and it's another endurance. There's a bucket with a string. You got to hold up 25% of your body weight in the bucket. Don't let it fall. It'll break your tile, and you're out.
Well, you're not just holding it. You're holding...
It's on a spindle.
Yes.
Okay. So if you feel comfortable, though, however, you can sit out and have a barbecue feast.
Oh, Oprah.
I know.
It looked amazing if you eat
It
meat.
had everything for meat lovers, not so much.
There's a lot of
for
bread, too.
Vegetarians. Well, Tyson, Jervis, and Sierra all sat out to eat.
That should be a major red flag to Caleb and Hayden.
Unless
Major.
they've lost their minds on the island. But
Well, I don't think they did. So, everyone else was competing except for those 3, and Katie was the first one out.
well, let's just also say Tyson was a real butthead during the whole challenge.
He's like, guys, this is really good. It's so good.
Yeah, and then when the buckets were dropping, he was like, oh, you better pull that back up. Come on, Hayden, get with it. I would have just dropped my bucket and went over and punched him in the face.
Yeah,
but
because
then
they were
again,
only allowed to eat
Yeah.
while the people were competing.
Yeah, and you said, wouldn't it be funny if everybody just dropped their buckets and they didn't
Before
get to
they
eat it
didn't
all?
get to eat. It would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
So then Caleb was the next one out, so it came down to Hayden and Monica. And they both put up a good fight.
They did. But Monica is a skeleton.
She pulled it out.
So what does she have, 5 pounds
She's
in
a
that bucket?
skeleton with muscles. It's weird. It's weird. Ah.
Well, she won immunity.
It's like the bodies exhibit.
Ugh. We won't go there.
Okay.
So, back at camp, Caleb and Hayden, they're like, hey, let's just freaking ask Tyson what's going on.
They're trying to rack their brains, looking for ways to both stay.
Right. So, Tyson and Caleb and Hayden have a little powwow.
They're like, what up with that? It was so Zoolander and Hansel. Why you acting so messed up towards me?
Yeah.
Why you acting so messed up towards me? So it was like that. And
they came to the conclusion that Sierra's playing both sides.
Is she?
That little... All right.
Yeah, so it seems like Tyson's really starting to doubt Sierra, and you're like, oh my god, is this actually working?
Is this real life?
Yeah, so let's talk about Tribal Council.
Right, so everybody's confused because...
What's gonna happen?
Exactly. All right, so major probesting now. Hayden, hold up your... I know, I keep wanting to say Hayden. Hold up your hands, they're all messed up.
Whoa!
Like shop meat. So, how do you feel about Tyson, Jervis, and Sierra feeling so comfortable at the challenge?
It's a little fishy.
Well, obviously something is up.
Uh-huh.
Something is afoot, Tarzan. All right, so who do you trust? Well, Jervis trusts his alliance. Sierra is a little bit worried, though.
Yeah.
She came in trusting, and now she's a little bit worried. Will there be a blind side?
I don't know. Sierra's like, I'll be shocked. Blah.
So, it's time for the vote. Everybody goes to vote, and then Jeff is like, anybody got idol?
Tyson's like, oh,
excuse me,
hold
sir.
on, Jeff, hold on. I need to dig through my purse.
Oh, my God.
He couldn't find it.
He was like such an old woman. What did he have in there? 500 cough drops of dirty tissues?
Hold it. What could you possibly have in there? So he dumps out his bag, and he's like, oh, here it is.
Yeah. Seriously, dude? All right, so...
He played the idol. He ended up having no votes going for him anyway.
He wasted it.
You know what, though? I probably would have done the same thing, because there was a lot of fishiness going on there.
Yeah, there was a lot of smokescreen there.
It's one thing for us to be like, oh, that was stupid, but
right.
if we were actually, like, in the game...
Yeah, we probably would have played
sense.
it. So Caleb was voted out, and I know, right? Next time, though, Hayden is just trying to survive.
He throws all the cards out there on the table.
Yeah. And when Caleb arrived at Redemption Island, everybody was like, uh-oh, Sierra's a little bee.
Yeah.
And Laura goes, yeah, that's my bee. They didn't really say that, but
it was basically
that was
like
the
that.
subtitles. All right, so this is getting really interesting. Till next time,
Much love.